you want to set this up since you were the guy that had to come get me?
So I saw the at Open Secret. That's their Twitter, correct? At Open Secret.
Mm-hmm.
They were tweeting about the Bryan Singer thing, and I sent them a friendly reminder via Twitter saying, "Great, now can we get some help on this Dan Schneider guy?"
Yeah, I mean, we've been on it for a while,
and we got followed by them, and they sent us a message.
They did.
And we got some tips that we normally would in the beginning. So we have to give mad props to them at Open Secret. I mean, absolutely mad props.
At an Open Secret.
At an Open Secret, sorry.
And also at Gabe Hoff.
Yes.
Gabe Hoffman, who was actually, he's been following us for some time. I've been back and forth with him, trying to get him on the show. He's really busy. He's actually been on InfoWars. He was the guy when we were doing our stuff where he actually was the first guy to mention Dan Schneider's name on InfoWars. And I was like, oh, shit. So he was on the Open Secret account last night, and he started throwing us a couple of breadcrumbs.
Boy, were they we were feverishly typing last night. Well, Mike, I mean, I guess you wanna start it off with this?
Yeah. So what happened was,
well, this is the original document. So let's start real quick with this. Okay.
Yeah, he told us last night that they had posted some information publicly already regarding convicted pedophiles and rapists in Hollywood, and it was like sort of a corkboard old school style. And they were like, "Look for that." I'm like, "All right." Couldn't find it. I'm like, "Listen, they told us straight up, ourselves and a reporter from New York had been working on stuff." I'm like, "Cool. Well, let me look on her feed." Turns out the fucking reporter that's working on this is Mandy Statmiller. Mandy Statmiller is the wife of Pat Dixon.
Friend of the show, Pat Dixon.
Pat Dixon, yeah, guy I've known a pretty long time. Mandy Statmiller, when she worked for the New York Post, I had a story that I'm not going to get into, but it involved some shit that I was involved in. Mandy was the one from the Post that I contacted because I knew her from the comedy scene. So I know both of these people, and I'm like, I know them. So Royce and I did our digging, and we found not one, but two other convicted rapists, child rapists, who have worked directly with Dan Schneider at Nickelodeon.
So let's pull up a little infograph here.
Now we'll go. They're not really in order.
We'll go whatever order you want.
Well, we'll go Brian Peck and Marty Weiss. We've discussed on this show ad nauseum. Marty Weiss, he was a child acting manager. Quick rundown. He got kids on shows like iCarly, Zoe 101. He had Nickelodeon connections. He was convicted quite a while ago of raping one of his clients, who was a teenager at the time. Brian Peck, we discovered him. We talked about him on the show. We were the ones that dug up the article months ago where Brian Peck, who's a convicted child rapist.
Convicted child rapist. We don't have to say alleged. He is convicted.
Who raped a child at Nickelodeon in a Nickelodeon dressing room.
Uh-huh. On set.
Was a guy, we dug up an article from 2002, LA Times. Groomed to be all that is the title of the article. Dan Schneider and Brian Peck, who was the dialogue coach, I believe, ran 2-week comedy boot camps for young kids.
These were the boot camps, if you remember, where they would separate the parents from the kids. The boot camp would have its own pool, its own hangout area. They would tell the girls, hey, hang out by the pool with a bikini. That's how you'll get discovered.
Mm-hmm. So we had already covered these connections, these direct connections to Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon already. We had been through this. Last night, the folks from An Open Secret, they didn't want to just tell us straight out, but they said, look, you're getting warmer. You're missing some pieces. Here's where you might be able to find those pieces if you were to look generally broadly. So we looked and we found two more people. Thanks. Courtesy of Mandy Statmiller. I'll post a link in the chat to her Twitter as well. She's doing great work, too, on this topic, and the folks from An Open Secret. Two more. Easel Channel, who we had no idea. In fact, we almost overlooked him last night.
Yeah, because we
couldn't find anything on him.
But then Mike caught this, which is Mandy was doing had all these pictures of these basically comprehensive timeline of what was happening.
Well, yeah, because to give you context, she made like the cork board with all the guys.
Yeah.
And then each guy had a dossier. She did great work.
Yeah, she really did.
Broke down all the information. So is this Easiel channel?
Yes, correct.
Okay, yeah. Because my eyes are not that good.
Here, I'll read it if you want. Here, just give me a sec. It's because remember, I have to read it off of a.
Well, it's fine. I'll tell you guys. Well,
Easiel Channel gets a job as a production assistant at Nickelodeon. Soon thereafter, begins to befriend child actors. That was June of 2005. So go ahead, Mike.
yeah, no. So he apparently worked. That's what I was gonna say. He worked at Nickelodeon. He was convicted. And I don't know all the information, but it sounds as if the circumstances of the case were another Brian Peck situation. I believe a child might have been raped.
Correct.
On Nickelodeon property by this man. So now we're up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now it gets fucking really weird.
If it wasn't weird before.
Yeah, I know. So it's already horrendous enough. Jason Michael Handy was a production assistant at Nickelodeon, specifically on All That and The Amanda Show. We have talked ad nauseum again about Amanda Bynes and her being one of we believe to be one of the people trying to clandestinely get word out there and push buttons and get people to expose this guy. We're getting closer, Dan.
Jason M. Handy. This is from the Los Angeles Times, October 2014. It was written by a Ryan Fogender. Convicted Hollywood sex offender faces new charges. A man who was convicted of sexual abuse in California a decade ago is facing new charges in North Carolina. Sheriff's deputies of Guilford County, North Carolina, arrested Jason Michael Handy, 40, on Tuesday on 3 counts of indecent liberties with indecent liberties with a child, and 2 counts of sex offender registry violations. He was already a pedophile at this time.
Yeah, this isn't counting whatever the fuck he did in California.
This is a couple of years ago. According to a news release, Handy is being held on $1 million bail. Handy was sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2004 after pleading no contest to 2 felony counts of lewd acts on a child and one of distributing sexually explicit material by email, a misdemeanor charge related to sexual exploitation.
So fucking CP, too. He was making CP.
In California, he was a production assistant of Nickelodeon and volunteered at a Malibu church. After his release in 2009, he moved to North Carolina and he registered as a sex offender. As reported to 2012 LA Times, this goes back for a while, the article on sexual abuse in the entertainment industry, Handy used the hopes of at least 2 girls who dreamed of careers in TV, sounds familiar, to sexually exploit them. The case's prompted Nickelodeon to toughen its background checks on all employees. Oh, yeah?
Did you?
Did you do that, Nick?
Well, maybe they meant on new hires.
That's a good point.
It's like when they drug screen people. No, once you get the job, they don't really do it, but they want to make sure you're not a hophead before they hire you.
So, more info on old Danny Schneider. Now, we can't say much, but we can't say this. There's a lot of stuff in the works. That's all we could say. And
this is
now actually catch a movement. You look at the trends on our videos, you could see a lot of people are paying attention.
Yeah. And
we're almost at 100,000 views on our main video on that.
Yeah. There's some stuff floating around right now and some rumors that are unconfirmed, but I don't think this is going away. I'll just put it that way. Even there was a point for quite a while now where Royce and I have just been like, so is that it? Did we just do our part and move on now?
Yeah.
Like, because nobody cares, so we're not going to obsess over this forever. And without getting very specific, there are people working with us behind the scenes. And I don't think that this is going to go away. And I don't think that our work is done.
No.
So, fucking the case is back on, dude.
Man, after it was a while, but yeah, no. Hopefully, this now it's catching a lot more steam. Other people independently are finding out about this and looking into it, and And again, the scary part is the dude is currently just got a new show, still working with kids. And that's a fucking problem.
Young kids, man.
That's a fucking problem.
I mean, and it's in this case, and I mean, again, this is speculative. It's all, you know, there's nothing confirmed. But if something inappropriate is going on, and from the footage we've seen where inappropriate stuff is going on, it's little girls, dude. I'm not saying, you know, like, I don't know what that says about me, where I think that's any worse, but it's worse.
But it's because you're a guy and it's instinctual to want to protect women. No,
That's
it is.
You know what I mean?
You're right. It is, though. I get it. I agree with you 100%.
You know, shit, even the ancient Greeks were fucking banging little boys. The whole fucking, even the medieval people were banging stable boys, you know what I mean? But this is like, man, you're supposed to be, fuck, dude.
I know.
This is fucking, ooh, I want a piece of Schneider, dude. I really do.
I have dreams of, this is the truth.
I want to go Christopher Maloney on him. I've fucking SVU.
I've had dreams of like his real account. I know these literal dreams. That's how much we've been into this, of him DMing me and taunting me. You understand that this has become an obsession. This guy needs to go down.
Speaking of dreams, I had a dream your dog caught a rabbit.
Oh boy, that's not great.
It was not a pleasant dream.
No, it's not.
Everybody was angry.
Yeah.
As they should have been. But yeah, no, this is it starts to fucking really like dominate your brain, and
look, all these people have connections or worked at Nickelodeon. Look at this, all of them.
And the only one I can't connect directly, and I don't even mean 1 degree of separation. I mean connect directly. The only one I can't connect directly to Schneider is this channel guy. I don't know, but he was there.
But he worked at Nickelodeon,
so I'm sure they ate in the break room together at least at one point. But these other 3, we're talking about part production assistants, dialogue coaches, people that ran summer camps with him. Is this not a fucking problem?
What else do you need at this point? Come on, man.
To at least ask the fucking question.
Or to maybe interview our source.
Well, I gave up on People and Christina Dugan. Let me tell you something. This thing is going to happen. When it happens, we are going to bury the shit out of some of you people, including Christina Dugan from People, including Tanya Garzazi.
Not going to work here anymore.
Fucking anglicize your name. You're in media. Christ. From Bustle, you're going to get froze out. And I still am holding out hope that Jennifer at AOL is going to come through. But if she doesn't, we'll put you on the wall of shame too. Mm-hmm. This needs to be addressed. We're not saying destroy a man, but you guys have run really ridiculous stories, speculative horse shit over less.
Much less.
Get on this, or you're going to be held accountable for this shit. Every one of you.
You know, the thing is, man, and the problem is, the reason that they're scrambling is it's not just going to be these people that go down or Schneider that goes down. It's an entire company.
This is going to affect the unemployment rate in the
Yes.
state of California.
This is going to affect an entire. If you make any, and at this point, listen, I don't know if it's true or not, but at least from the optics of it, for him to be, all the stuff that's alleged, for him to be getting away with it for as long as he has, you're going to tell me that there's not people above him in that company that have an inkling of what's going on? You don't think there's Jeff Zuckers there that were joking about it? They were joking about Matt Lauer? I mean...
That's what I mean. You know, everybody... Look, we've had people on the show. We had our source originally called in when he was talking about the pool parties. But he also discussed, you know, in depth about how everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's a fucking... It's, you know, no pun intended again, but it's an open secret. Part 2. Revenge of the Sis.
Yeah. This time it's personal. No, but seriously, he needs... This is enough, man. Like Mike said, at least there should be somebody asking something, going, hey, what the fuck's up with this?
Yeah, even, like, look, it's like if my friend did something minor, like let's say he robbed a bank, right? And I thought, I saw a video of it, and I went, maybe that's my friend that I know. And I was like, hey, you know, Royce, did you rob a bank? The guy would at least have to bring it up. And you know what? Even if he said no and I didn't believe him, it would still be something. Like, I asked, he said no. You know, hey, do you fuck kids? No. All right, hey, you know, there's a lot of stuff. We just want to ask. I want to get that out of the way. Now let's enjoy dinner. But it's like nobody, like, I'm not, dude, after the shit we were hearing last night and the acknowledgement we were getting that we were heading in the right direction, we fucking needed this because we were getting gaslit to a point where it's like, are we nuts? Are we fucking crazy?
Are we the crazy ones?
We had multiple conversations between me and Royce where we're like, are we losing our minds? Is this us? Are we nuts? Do we just want this to be reality so badly? But no, it's not. It's shit like this keeps coming up.
Pedophilia is the new counterculture.
Foot fetishizing teenagers is the new counterculture. Buy my unfluoridated toothpaste.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's the new information we have.
You fucking had your chance, all of you. Even PJW has been, trust me, he's been getting the emails.
So hopefully,
this is fun, but I'm telling you, again, we cannot get into the specifics, but we heard some things last night from very good sources that this isn't going away, and that this could be a thing at some point. So we just have to stick to it. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Nickelodeon. Fuck you, Viacom. Viacom in general, for giving Trevor Noah as much money as you're giving him for comedy. Fuck you, Viacom.